point it was not awesome. You yourself pitched more complete innings yesterday. Actually, the same. I'll give him credit. The same number of complete innings yesterday as Paul Skenes on MLB opening day. The NHL last night ripped. What the night prior was in the NBA is what we got last night in the NHL. One score games across the league, and it was awesome. Like the contenders, the middle of the pack teams, everybody was just playing really close, good games. Unless you're the Capitals, and in the third period started blowing away the Mammoth on the road, by the way. Oh, and the Avalanche wins again. Stars and Islanders was electric, 2-1 defensive bout. Oh, if you like scoring, Kraken on the road against the Lightning 4-3. In the MLB, no, I don't even want to get there yet. In the NBA last night, once again, man, it's that part of it we're tracking. Whether or not the Thunder or Spurs will win the West. Now, neither of those teams played last night, but the Hornets, those pesky Hornets that have been so hot, did it again. Charlotte 114-103 over the Knicks. And remember, you told me the Knicks could win the NBA championship. You told me the Knicks were playing such good basketball, they were a real contender in the East. Well, the Hornets were just too hot last night with an 11-point victory. And the Pistons, still sans Cade Cunningham and his collapsed lung, 129-108, a rally against the Pelicans to win at home. Then in Major League Baseball, and I'm delaying the inevitable of March Madness and what we got in March Madness yesterday with intention. I'll get there. In the MLB, the story was Paul Skenes. Partially because, and in the same way Logan Webb was treated like this, in the same vein that Webb got his negative PR on Wednesday, is your standalone moment, your opportunity, where the country is saying, man, Logan Webb's always been in that 4th, 5th, 6th best pitcher in the NL. Every time the Cy Young comes around, we think, should Logan Webb win the Cy Young? But we're all very clear in that room, he probably shouldn't. Maybe 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and it depends on what book you're reading, who you ask. And he gets a standalone opportunity against the Yankees and falls apart. And it's Tony Vitello kind of left him out there. That's a sour taste in everybody's mouth across the country as you're looking at Logan Webb saying, wow, it didn't look very good at all. And then your other standalone game yesterday, the game everyone watches, that first ball is tipped. It's your one shining moment version of Major League Baseball. And it was the Pirates in this happenstance. In Queens, playing the Mets. And Paul Skenes, you're going to hear this on every TV show, on every radio show, on every sports program you turn on today. It's like one of those weird stats, weird things, weird moments in history that are so weird you just hear about it everywhere. Everyone's going to be talking about this. If they're not, it's bad radio. It's bad TV. Paul Skenes collapse. His ERA is 67.50. Oh, yikes. I told you it would take Logan Webb 3 weeks to recover what he had damaged and what he had done to his ERA. It's going to take Paul Skenes longer than that, especially to get back to sub-3, sub-2 numbers. The Pirates lose 11-7 to the Mets. Skenes goes 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits. That's not great. 5 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks. That's not great. And 1 strikeout. 37 pitches before yank, you're gone. And now he owns a 67.50 ERA. Oh. Well, I've good news out of that game. Freddie Peralta looked fine. He's only got a 7.20 ERA after his day. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Watching Major League Baseball yesterday, I did at least. I got giddy again. It's back. Baseball's back. Watching this game, I got giddy. The Pirates struck first. They struck for a couple at the top of the first. Nerfies? You wanted a Nerfie yesterday? No run first inning? Wrong. Not happening for you. Everyone's scoring runs in the first inning. The cool kids are doing it now. Brewers 14, White Sox 2. The Orioles 2-1 over the Twins. Electric. You don't get as many pitchers duels, at least you shouldn't in theory, earlier in the year because guys are still ramping up. Trevor Rogers with the win in that one. We talked about it yesterday on the show. Excited to watch Trevor Rogers play. Trevor Rogers said, well, thank you. Give me the baseball. And he was exciting to watch play. And yeah, I mean, spring training, you're in the zone. Pitchers are ramping up or have ramped up. But come on. I expect some growing pains early. Hell, if Paul Skenes is having growing pains, then anybody can have an excuse to. Red Sox 3, Reds 0. Boston's 1-0, unlike the Houston Astros, who only had 3 hits in their loss to the Angels yesterday. A 3-0 final score. At home, for an Astros team that has questions, that fans are asking, okay, when are we back? When do we have secure grip again over the AL? Mike Trout, 3 walks yesterday for LA. Mike Trout, man, ageless, timeless. He's still only 27 years old. Did you know that? It's not real. But he also hit a home run solo shot in that 3-0 victory against the Stros. Rangers, Phillies, late life, by the way. Late life out of Texas, where they lose 5-3 on the road. The Dodgers blast the Diamondbacks 8-2. Yamamoto, electric, so good. Gallen, not. Those are just some of the scores, some of the highlights from Major League Baseball yesterday. And then college basketball to end our day. March Madness to end our day. Westwood One Sports. Westwood One. I was floored with Arizona. I think they are the best team in college basketball. I do not think anyone will touch Arizona at the end of this season. Touch yourself. I do not believe that there's another college basketball team on this planet that can live and exist and reside in the same gym as the Arizona Wildcats. Last night, that was the case for Illinois as well. There was no one on the planet named Houston Cougars that could keep up with what Illinois wanted to do. And they did it in the complete opposite and reverse way from the way I told you they could. Then there was Purdue over Texas and Iowa over Nebraska. Let's start with the 2 games that capped our night. Because if you're a regular, normal human being, if you're a functioning human being, and it's why I will complain about this until as we would say in Arkansas, the cows come home. That's why I'll complain about this till the end of time. Is I don't need to be up until 12:17 Eastern time to watch college basketball on a Thursday. Actually, I would prefer not to. Now, I'm 25 years old. I'm young. I should want to be up at midnight on a Thursday. Oons. Typically, if you haven't been to bars before, the ones that usually have cover charges have no cover on Thursday. I'm young and sprightly. We just hired somebody with the Bananas, Drake Toll show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. We just hired somebody with the Bananas who is 21 years old. There's a pretty good disparity between 25 and 24. The guy was like, yeah, so when are we going out? What are we doing tonight? We're going to get drinks, right? We got to go to the bar. It's Thursday. We're going to the bar, right? Kind of just want to stay home. I had crab legs at the bar, a couple beers. I'm going to go home. I don't need to be up until 12:20 to watch college basketball, especially not these last 2 games. I was not shocked in the slightest at the Arizona score. Arizona was going to run and gun against Arkansas. They shot like 38 free throws last night. They were going to run and gun, play a physical game, shoot the lights out of the basketball. That's what they do, and force Arkansas to, hey, try to foul us, try to muck it up. It was too late to muck it up by the time Arkansas tried to. Nothing doing. Whereas in Illinois and Houston, Illinois said from the jump, from the get-go, we're going to muck this up. We're going to look at Houston and say, we know how you play your game. We're going to play your game. We're going to do it better than you. And we're going to dare you to shoot the ball. We're going to dare you to shoot the lights out of the basketball. We're going to make you shoot three-pointers. And if you have an on night, Houston, it's your victory. But if you don't, in your city, in the Toyota Center, in the backyard of the University of Houston, if you don't have an on-night shooting, we will win the game. It was 24-22 at halftime. It was 24-22 4 minutes into the Arizona-Arkansas game. These two games could not have been more different. And in a 65-55 win for Illinois over Houston, listen to these numbers. Houston was 9 for 32 from three, 28%. So if we're daring you to go shoot threes and you don't go shoot threes well, you don't shoot them efficiently, and we're going to win if you don't shoot threes efficiently, then who was going to win? Illinois, and they did. They shot 43% from the floor compared to Houston's 34% overall. The biggest disparity, Illinois bad at the free throw line, 57%, 12 for 21. Oh, but that's going to win you the game every single time. When Houston went, drum roll please, 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 for 2. Not how you want to draw that up, by the way. At all, if you're Houston. 2 free throws on the night. At home, backyard. Embarrassed. Illinois went on a 17-0 run at one point in this game. And that 17-0 run is the most points that Kelvin Sampson has given up in a single run in 8 years. Regular season, conference tournament, AAC tournament, March Madness. Houston just doesn't do that. They don't allow opposing teams to go on a run like that. Illinois did, and then they just kept the foot on the gas. I don't know who had a worse day yesterday. The entirety of the Houston men's basketball team or notable center fielder O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who back-to-back missed two plays, relative cans of corn in the outfield to help blow up Paul Skenes' day. Not sure who had it worse on March 26th. But then the electricity of Texas and Purdue. The electricity of Iowa and Nebraska. I'll get there. I'm getting there. Patience. A bit more on this Arizona and Arkansas game. Arizona has become the first tournament team since 2017 to score 50 points and a half multiple times or in multiple games in March Madness. Their offense is that potent. I told you Darius Acuff Jr. is really good, and he was really good last night. Trevin Brazil is really good, super athletic. He was really good last night. The problem was Arizona has 6 players. And they're the first tournament team in history to have 6 players score 14 points. They have 6 players. Arkansas had 2, 3 last night. Like, hey, Malik Thomas, we can contend with him. We can win with him, maybe. Darius Acuff Jr., a little bit of Billy Richmond. Trevin Brazil, please. Save me, Trevin Brazil. Save me. He was 1 for 7 from 3. Arizona, on the other hand, a team that shot 64%, 63% from 3, albeit 5 for 8, 39 free throws on the evening. That same Arizona team, Karchenkov, Pete, Krivas, Burries, Bradley, Owaka. They didn't even need it. I told you yesterday Anthony Del Orso could be a sneaky key factor. He's 2 for 2 from the three-point line. 13 minutes played, 8 points. Behind the arc, he was great. Didn't need him. They are, like, Koa Pete could be a lottery pick. Braden Burries is a lottery pick. Then there's old man Jaden Bradley. Then Karchenkov and Krivas, Del Orso, the way they play their game. Arizona's offense is as potent as you can draw it up in college basketball, leading to their 108-88 victory. They won by 21 points. They beat John Calipari in March by 21 points. Human beings don't do that. That is abnormal for a basketball team to do. Arizona did it over Arkansas last night in San Jose, and they are marching on to the Elite Eight, where they will inevitably win, and Arizona will end up national champions. I don't see anybody stopping them. I don't think the size of a Purdue could stop them. I don't think the speed of an Illinois, if Illinois plays its game, could stop them. But the Cinderella run, the magical run that Iowa's on, could continue and stop them. I don't trust Duke. They're still not at 100%. I don't trust them against Arizona, I should say. I've seen Arizona and Iowa State play. I don't think that Michigan can put up with Arizona's ability to shoot three. It's like I think they're the best team in the field remaining. And if you had to pick a team right now to win a national championship, you're silly if you're not putting money on the Wildcats. Coming up, Purdue, Iowa, the Cinderella. 2 games last night that fed families, that changed the course of college basketball. I'll tell you about both of them. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Tournament tension is at an all-time high.
All the way, and good!
And we've got your front row seat. Stream all of March Madness on the Westwood One app.
It's up, it's down!
From your home of the NCAA tournament, Westwood One Sports.
touch herself.
Wow. Wow, I could not believe it. She snuck one in there. Laura Jimenez runs the board today. Addie Bates produces. Laura got a little touch herself in
Touch
there.
herself.
All right. Yeah.
This is Westwood.
Yeah. Shades of Curtis Poindexter. He's proud. Wherever he's watching from right now. In the big sky, he's proud of us. He's looking down now. In his great benevolence. After working 4 March Madness games yesterday. Because it's just all that guy does. If we need someone to work, we call Curtis. Curtis is the guy. I swear, every weekend he's like, ugh, there's flag football this weekend, and they want me to produce it. What? There's flag football where? I don't know. All right, Curtis. Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. It's the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. I'm Drake Toll from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. And here's the beauty of March Madness, is there are more games today, and we have highlights from last night's contest between Nebraska and Iowa. We have highlights between Purdue and Texas, namely as this game got later and later into it for our friends at Nebraska and Iowa. We've got a lot. I mean, both these games went down to the wire. We've got a lot of how it went down to the wire and how it happened. And those are the more likely games you were to have watched, and they were the better of the 2 games last night, just given that you were probably asleep. If you're up at 6:24 Eastern Time or 4:24 Mountain Time, then you are, a crazy person if you stayed up all night. But if you did, kudos to you. But before we get to those highlights, before we hit on, the NBA or the NHL, the women's tournament that's back in action today, before we touch on Will Wade, who the FBI said, hey, we don't want you to coach college basketball anymore at LSU. LSU fires him. Will Wade goes to McNeese State. Then NC State revives his career. Now he's back at LSU. Before we talk about all, there's so much drama. There's so much happening right now on Friday, March 27th. I have to please welcome to the stage. Drum roll, please. Fan of the 0-1 Houston Astros, the producer of the Drake Toll Show, Addie Bates. Addie, good morning. Happy opening day yesterday. The Astros and the Rangers both had a very similar syndrome, and that is the we can't hit baseball syndrome. I wanted to give you the first segment of the show to kind of let it sink in a bit. Tough night last night, huh?
Bad day to be named Addie Bates. Texas loses.
Yep.
Astros lost.
They did.
Bad day, honestly. I'm shocked that we're still up and moving today because that was brutal. But the Astros, they start slow every single season. I'm not shocked. The big thing there, Joey Loperfido. My boy, Joey Loperfido. 2 of those hits, by the way. 2/3 of the Astros offense.
Yikes. If you want to say they started slow last season, did they finish hot?
They were the most injured team in MLB history.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. And the Chargers are nothing without Justin Herbert.
Can I ask you a quick question, non-baseball related?
You can ask me a non-baseball related question, sure.
So when I was at Mardi Gras for New Orleans, I came back and the first thing you said on air was, what happened to your face? Yours is significantly worse than mine. What the hell happened to your face?
It's like one of those cartoon dynamites blew up, and I was in the way. I was squarely in the way.
Your nose looks unique.
I was at the sun yesterday.
Yeah, do we not have sunscreen?
I put on some SPF 3.
Oh, my God.
You know your pasty skin is sensitive. What are you doing?
It's the first burn of the year. The first time I go in the sun, I always burn. I'll never burn again. It's the only burn I'll have.
That's not true. You've
I
already
don't
burned
know
once this
about
year.
that. Yeah.
I'm not burned once. When was I burned?
You're always... We could go back and look at
maybe.
stuff on the show. Yeah, Drake.
I've been burned before. I mean, it's what happens. This time of year, get ready. Get ready to learn sunburn for the next month.
Does skin cancer not exist
I
in Banana
know,
Land?
unhealthy skin cancer. I know it's serious, bad. It's bad, but
Your skin's going to look all old and wrinkly like a old banana.
I go into the sun.
Ew.
I walk outside in the sun.
Ew.
look, all
It's going to be all
leathery.
ripe.
All leathery.
Ugh.
Great, thank you. What a way to start our day.
What is your current girlfriend going to think of that, Drake? You're old.
I exist in the current state that I exist. And if I'm sunburned and I cannot be loved, if I am sans love due to a sunburn, then we have more problems in the world. There's no hope for society.
No, it's just
I sat by the pool yesterday with the dogs. I watched some TV. I turned the fan on, keeps the bugs away, keeps me from sweating too much. And I let the UV8 do with me what it wanted to do. I let the UV8 have its way with me yesterday, all afternoon long, for hours.
Drake, you could have been making YouTube shorts for this channel.
I drank one singular beer. Oh, God forbid I catch a vibe for a second. Oh, I could have been working. That's what they always say.
That's what I was doing.
Okay, I have worked the entire week. It was my vacation time, my 2-hour vacation. It was my Saturday. I don't get a Saturday. At least you get weekends.
I do not get weekends.
Since when?
I work weekends. Why do you think I still work at MLB Network? And by the way,
I didn't ask you to work at MLB Network.
I didn't ask for you to work at Savannah Bananas. Here we are.
Yeah, well.
Alrighty. Anyways, by the way, your producer, yours truly, where's she going to be today?
I don't think I've missed the show for the Savannah Bananas yet, actually, which is kind of wild.
Where am I going to be all evening?
At the Capitals game playing music?
No, I'm literally going to be here at the DC Regional. Where am I going to be all Sunday, all day?
The DC Regional? I don't know what that means.
What am I doing Saturday? Working. Yeah, don't ever do that to me.
Watching baseball?
No, I literally no. I don't get any days off either.
Defame
Okay,
me
you're not
for
the
taking
only one,
2
buddy, and I
hours to
still
sit
show
in the
up and
sun.
I show up. Okay,
Unless
don't
it's
miss me with that.
Unless it's Mardi Gras.
Yeah, okay. You took 2 days off yesterday last week because you were hungover after St. Patrick's Day. What about
That's
that?
not true. One of them was to do St. Patrick's Day.
And then the next day was what?
To have a day off.
Why?
After because my Robert Earl Keen concert went late. Robert Duvall. I didn't mean to defame you.
Yeah, no, don't ever say I don't work on weekends, Drake Toll.
Well, don't ever say I can't sit in the sun for 2 hours.
No, you tell me you don't have enough time to do stuff. I'm finding perfect time. You did.
Here's what I had. I had time to sit in the sun yesterday and get sunburned. I got my base layer yesterday.
Then you spent a bunch of hours making a carousel. But I said, can you record one thing? And you're like, no.
Tuesday.
I'm like, all right, that's fine.
What? What did I tell you I couldn't record?
Whenever I said, hey, can you do these little things in your car, like an instant reaction? You're like, no.
Oh, that was weeks ago. And no,
that was last week.
The instant reaction conversation was?
Yeah.
Oh, we were basing it off of somebody else. We were going to copy and paste, weren't we?
Look at all these highlights that aren't being
Yeah, because it works for the other cats so well.
We need to go to couples therapy. That's
the
what
Drake Toll Show, producer host therapy. Be a really funny concept. They'd probably charge out the ass for that too.
I'm sure we can ask Garmin for.
He wasn't hungover last week, guys. I'm just giving him crap.
I've never drank. My Baptist friends from home are listening. Never drank, nor will I.
He asked for the day off ahead of time.
Drank on the show before.
He asked for it off. I'm just offended that he thinks I don't do anything on the weekends.
Linnell cooks pancakes on the air. I drink one singular Miller Lite. We're the same. We're one and the same.
And
woohoos. Or close, Laura. Close. An effort was made. 62-62. That was the score. Cooper Coach. It is a Nebraska lead by 3 points. The Nebraska had led for 80% of this game. Iowa down by 3. Cooper Coach has the ball. 62-62 is our brand new score. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the atmosphere as Coach's 3 goes down.
And they get it off to Tate Sage. Fulgaris hammers it home.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, kids. How about 65-65? Not just Fulgaris dunking it. It's Fulgaris three-pointer from deep to tie the game again after Nebraska had taken a three-point lead. It's in the ether. They're all in the ether. All right, it's time to tell America how this works. We get sent 49 highlights, and none of them are really labeled outside of the score. So we're playing a numbers game, a true, real numbers game here at 65-65 for Fulgaris, who hits his 3, Iowa and Nebraska The aforementioned, though, it's a storyline I did want to hit on pretty early. The 80% for Nebraska is the number to hang on to. They led for a majority of this game. They were the better team for a large portion of this game. They were the 2-point favorite, 1.5-point favorite, depending on where you got it, when you got it, how late you got it. And it looked like that was going to come to fruition. Back and forth. This was never going to be a Nebraska blowout or an Iowa blowout. You could tell we were going back and forth. But Nebraska led 16-6. And Ben McCollum had to get into his team. And then it was 16-14. So pretty immediately, hey, all right, we're back down to earth. And within a minute and a half, Iowa was back within 2 points. Well, Nebraska is still up 32-24, 34-24, 38-28, 40-35. It's a lot of Nebraska here. Even when it got close, it'd be, say, 40-38, which it was with 2:09 to go in the first half, I should say. And then it was 46-38. Nebraska's right back out in front. The most aggressive point of this game would have been 8:30 to go, Nebraska up 62-57. That's the only time within 10 minutes left of this game that I thought, here's the moment that could be separation at 62-57, which, as you just heard, we would end up getting to 65-60 or 62-62, and then 65-65, and then 68-65. It was just Iowa pretty much from here on out. If you stop the game at the 8-minute mark, where Iowa's at 57, Nebraska's at 62. Final score 77-71. Iowa goes on a 20-9 run after they were down by 5, and that's what leads to the victory. They go on an 11 run that they're favored by 11 points in. That margin's 11 points. And we don't see the contest. Once Iowa takes the lead at 68-65 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, then they say, hey, you like that? How about 71-65? Uh-oh. But it was, uh-oh. It's like Nebraska, it was a couple, Tate Sage had made a 3. It was 71-65. It's like Nebraska had, at that point, not accepted its fate, but that 3-pointer to make it a 6-point game with a minute 18 to go, that was there. And Nebraska, to their credit, was able to fight it back to 68, 71-68, 73-68, yeah, 70, somewhere in there. And yet still wasn't enough to rally at the very end. A late 3-pointer, but 77-61 or 77-71. I had money on Nebraska. Brutal. Of course I would have money on Nebraska. I had money on Texas. I had money on Texas money line because my friend Addie Bates is a Texas fan. Never bet with your heart, kids. Always bet with the better basketball team. And honestly, there was not a large margin that separated UT and Purdue yesterday. 79-77, the final score. Purdue, Trey Kaufman-Wren on top of the Texas Longhorns. And, man, Texas looked good. Not super similar to the Iowa-Nebraska game, but Texas hung around. They didn't really lead as much, certainly didn't lead as much as Nebraska did, but 17-14 or 15-14, they were in the mix the entire game, 30-30 at one point. You're like, okay, here comes Texas. And then the second Texas would tire, they'd take a lead. Felt like Purdue was going to jump back out ahead until the second half. In the second half, Texas was able to maintain leads. Then Texas would get up 45-44, 44-43, somewhere in that range. They went up 2 possessions, 49-45, with 15 minutes to go. But Vokatitis, the big man for UT, couldn't stay out of foul trouble. And lo and behold, UT could not put up with the bigs of Purdue, a massive team, a lot of foreign players, and despite being up 67-64 with 6.5 minutes to go, UT was even up 2 possessions with 5 minutes to go at 70-66. Just for Purdue to lead 73-72 inside a minute to play, and then a couple clutch shots, and that was it. It was over. Couple free throws, couple clutch shots. Texas had their chance. The Longhorns had its chance. But Braden Smith and Purdue is too much. Final possession. Shot goes in. Texas, Hail Mary, a prayer, please, something, anything. No. Kaufman-Wren tips in a game winner. and sends number 2 seed Purdue past the Cinderella 11 seed Texas and on to the Elite Eight. Matt Painter, March, moves on. And Braden Smith, 5 assists, led the game. Of course he did. Coming up, time for our biggest losers of the day. Oh, and we have to talk a little baseball, huh? This is the Drake Toll Show.
I got glue on my string. That's the way that the world goes round. I know a guy that's got a lot to lose. He's a pretty nice fella, kinda confused, got muscles in his head, ain't never been used, thinks he owns half of this town. Starts drinking heavy, gets a big red nose, beats his old lady with a rubber hose, then he takes her out to dinner, buys her new clothes. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. You up one day, the next you're down. It's a half an inch wider and you think you're gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. I was sitting in the bathtub, counting my toes when the radiator broke. Water all froze, I got stuck in the ice without my clothes, naked as the eyes of a clown. I was crying ice cubes, hoping I'd croak when the sun come through the window. The ice all broke, I stood up and laughed, thought it was a joke. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. One day, the next you're down. It's a half an inch wider and you think you're gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. You up one day, the next you're down. It's a half an inch wider and you think you're gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. I got glue on my string. That's the way that the world goes round. I know a guy that's got a lot to lose. He's a pretty nice fella, kinda confused, got muscles in his head, ain't never been used, thinks he owns half of this town. Starts drinking heavy, gets a big red nose, beats his old lady with a rubber hose, then he takes her out to dinner, buys her new clothes. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. You up one day, the next you're down. half an inch wider and you think you're gonna drown. That's the way that the world goes round. I was sitting in the bathtub, counting my toes when the radiator broke. Water all froze, I got stuck in the ice without my clothes, naked as the eyes of a clown. I was crying ice cubes, hoping I'd croak when the sun come through the window. The ice all broke, I stood up and laughed, thought it was a joke. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. One day, the next you're down, it's a half an inch wider, and you think you're gonna drown.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board today. Happy Friday, everybody. Unless your name is Fred Hoiberg, which I have delayed the inevitable. I knew that I would have to get to the point in the show where I had to speak on Fred Hoiberg's absolute idiocy. It's on somebody. It's somebody's fault. And Fred Hoiberg just did what no one at Nebraska could do ever in its history, and it's win an NCAA tournament game. Not only did he win a game, he went to the Sweet 16, won a couple of them. Doubled, quadrupled, quintupled. He has infinitely more NCAA tournament wins than any other Nebraska coach of all time. But today, he is the king. He is the king of our biggest losers of the day. Fred Hoiberg, Nebraska. Game's winding down. It's on the line. Nebraska is down by a bucket. They need a big stop here. Come on. Cornhuskers. Wait a second. I'm watching the play. It looks like full court pass, 70-footer. Yep. Looks like a Iowa breakaway. That's weird. 1, 2, 3. Oh. There are 4 players on the floor for Nebraska. Talk about pulling a complete Notre Dame football. 4 players on the court for the Huskers. Who does it? Nobody. I've been to so many college basketball games. Where I worked in it when I was in college. So any Baylor home game, I was there during a really good stretch of Baylor home games. Fulgaris hits this layup on a full court lead him heave. And I need to know. I'm looking at the bench for Nebraska. I'm looking at the bench for literally any college basketball team. And there are 48 human bodies in suits. Men, women, children, 17 managers they take to all these games, 17 graduate assistants, a bunch of just free coaches on their staff that are sitting behind the bench, on the bench. No one noticed there were 4 players. None of the players noticed. And most importantly, the head coach did not notice that on the most key possession of your season. No. The most key possession of your entire basketball program's existence, you had 4 players on the floor. Breakaway dunk. And who wins the game but the Iowa Hawkeyes, 77-71. We do have audio of Fred Hoiberg after the game talking about only having 4 players on the floor. Here was his response.
I've never been in a situation like that. I know they always count to make sure there's not 6. I don't know the rule on that with 4. But, yeah, I mean, again, it was a miscommunication, and, unfortunately it happened. But, that, as far as the rule, I've never been a part of anything like that. So
I'm not really sure what he's going for with the rule here. Do you think the refs were supposed to tell him? Like, it's even worse is, you got to just sit down at the podium and say, yeah, Man, I fudged up on that one. My bad. He did take responsibility, but it just feels weird he'd bring up some perceived rules that I don't know about. Biggest loser of the day, Will Wade, man. He's just, NC State fans are ripping him a new one because he lied to them. Coaches lie, though. It's kind of part of being a coach. You're supposed to lie. Here's what Boo Corrigan, the athletic director of NC State, had to say. It's like a minute and a half. He had a lot of thoughts. Actually, no, let's do this. Here's Will Wade in a post-game press conference at the ACC tournament when asked about the LSU job at the ACC tournament a week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago. Oh?
She'll be responsible for news observer. Just a lot of talk with you and potential position at LSU. Just wanted to see if anybody from that campus reached out to you and just give you an opportunity to speak on that.
No, is the job open there? Huh?
No.
So why would, I'm not, listen, to be very clear. I'm excited at NC State. I was hired at NC State to do a job. This wasn't gonna take 1 year. I've already met with our administration about next year and some of the changes that we need to make and some of the things that we need to do to put this program where it deserves long term. So I'm not, I don't, you know, I'm not on social media. I'm not into gossip. I'm not into any of that sort of stuff. But look, we're gonna win and we're gonna win big at NC State, and that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do moving forward. And we have the resources we need. We have what we need, and it's on me and my staff to get the job done. And look, this year hasn't gone exactly how we wanted it to, but we're gonna rally and we're gonna work hard. We're gonna have a team next year that's ready to roll.
Yeah, Will Wade, you are going to have a team ready to roll at LSU. So I get it, coaches are supposed to lie in a situation like this, but damn, man, what an asshat. Is the job open? Is the job open? Just the condescending tone. There's no better condescending tone in coaching than the condescending coach who is about to leave a school but wants to belittle you and make you feel like the smallest person in the world for asking if they're going to leave their current school. Will Wade is the latest chapter in that. He lied to them. He grifted them. Here's what Boo Corrigan, the athletic director at NC State, had to say in a long, fleshed-out press conference clip.
Did he tell you that he was resigning, or you found out through an agent, or can you share how that kind of played out?
Yeah, I mean, we, again, go back to Tuesday night, we talked about everything in the program and what we can do, who we're going to play. You can't really talk, transfer portal's not open, so you can't talk about this person or that person. We talked about last year's team and who was going to be back. Asked him what he needed, right? What do we need to be competitive? From there, as far as the resignation letter, it was an email, right, that we received from his agent, in talking with his agent.
So he did not reach out to you directly?
Not from that standpoint.
There's a lot of people, particularly the ones in NIL, that subsidize the success in athletics, that feel disappointed, maybe even feel like they were lied to. How do you speak to them in regards to what you're going to do in the future, and to sort of say, hey, stick around, stick with us, we're going to do this?
Well, I think those people also saw what happened this year, right? And the excitement in the building and the pride that people have in being on Big Monday and being on ESPN and who we're playing and the games and all of those things are a part of it. That hasn't changed, Rob, right? You know, I think I would commiserate with them in terms of feeling lied to, right? And let them know that it's not something that I didn't know anything about, and you know, as surprised as they are by what's going on, but reassure them that we're going to find a coach that wants to be at NC State.
They were lied to. Reporter said it. Athletic director said it. NC State was lied to. Snake in the grass, man. You befriend the snake in the grass. He bites you 6 months later. Snake says, well, I was always a snake. What did you expect? What did you expect? Biggest loser today, Yordan Alvarez. Actually, the roof. The roof's the biggest loser. The ceiling is the roof. Yordan Alvarez hits a baseball. The porch in Dyken Park, formerly Minute Maid, in right field is like 320 feet. I think it's 320. And so pretty easy no-doubter here off Alvarez's bat. He goes 349 feet, 109 mile per hour exit velocity, a no-doubt home run. Here's how it sounded.
Your team, if they're going to have success this year. Huge difference maker when he's in there. It's a high fly ball to right, deep to the corner, backing up Adele all the way to the wall. It is a foul ball. I think it actually hit the beam and ended up in foul territory. Your team, if they're going to have success.
It hit the roof. It hit the roof. No doubt home run. Astros are up 1-0, and it hit the roof. I'm not sure if the day could have been much worse for the Astros bats, but to know that, hey, bottom of the first, we could have been up 1-0. Go build on that. But instead, the roof got in the way. Sorry, Yordan Alvarez. Oops. Biggest losers, the Pirates. Buster Olney tweets that the Pirates make the playoffs. The narrative starts with that low homer. Unbiased EV retweets. Buster Olney was ready to start the Pirates championship DVD in the top of the first game of 162. The Pirates did lose, and they immediately went down in the same inning, the bottom of the first. Those are our biggest losers today, presented by Robinhood. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Learn more. Get started today with Robinhood at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Addie Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board today. When we return, our obituaries. A bird? The national anthem? The quickie? Your testosterone? And more. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.
Red, red wine goes to my head, makes me forget that I still need her so. Red, red wine, it's up to you.
you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme, I like my beats funky, I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy, I'm sick with this. Straight gangsta Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous.
It is
I'll
the
eat up all
Drake
your
Toll
crackers and your
Show.
licorice.
Westwood
Yo, fat
One
girl.
Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Digital Underground. Bringing you back with the Humpty Dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. My nose is big like a pickle. That's how I felt today. I woke up because I was wearing sunglasses while I was outside yesterday. So my nose got super red and swollen from the sun. I actually hurled myself toward the surface of the sun after watching Houston lose last night. I had my mortgage payment on that. Oh, I just thought Houston was going. It's not a betting show. It's not a betting show. It's the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. I thought Houston was going to win. My nose is enlarged after the sunburn mishap. I thought I look just like I'm Digital Underground in the Humpty Dance music video. Have you seen the Humpty Dance music video? I am asking you, Addie, yes.
Yes, Drake.
You've seen it?
Drake.
I didn't want to hold you to that. I know you're a big Duran Duran fan. I don't think Duran Duran is going to, and Digital Underground are hanging out anytime soon.
I'm a huge music fan.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I have a playlist called Take That Yo, and it's literally this kind of stuff. We got that. Got Milli Vanilli. Got
Take
Bobby
That
Brown.
Yo?
Take that. That's a Steve Phillips, MLB Network. That's a thing that he says whenever he wants to prove a point. He's an old man. He goes, "Take that, yo." So that's why it's called that. I got all of that stuff. Come on now.
Oh,
Got
Laura,
Rocksteady in there.
Laura, was that hip hop enough for you?
Thank you.
Whoa! We wheelhoused it. We
Thank
got
you.
Laura.
Thank
She's back.
you. I knew that was for me. I knew.
Yep.
That. Thank you.
Can you please play that as a rejoin during Black and Abdallah, just for us to know?
I will.
Oh, good. You can leave that in the system. Addie Bates does produce. Laura Jimenez runs the board today. Curtis Poindexter's running some March Madness for us this weekend, so he stepped out for a morning. Look, here's the deal. We have got to get to our obituaries today. Obituary number 1, Will Wade's tenure at NC State. Yep. Come on, Laura. Come on. Yes! Yes! She's in rare form. The timeline of this is just silly, stupid, bad. And I won't go through the whole thing. Obituaries is a fairly short segment. But Will Wade is the head coach of LSU basketball. The FBI runs a wire into a Will Wade meeting. And I was like, okay, he's admitting that he's paying players, and that's illegal. So, after that, LSU is forced to fire him. Then, FBI guy, remember the FBI said that we should fire this guy because we're the literal federal Bureau of Investigation. It's a very hard thing to say for most human beings. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Will Wade says, okay, well, I'll just go coach at McNeese State. They don't care about the shoddy morals. They don't care about the bad decision. I'm going to go coach at McNeese. Goes there for a couple of years, takes America by storm, has a couple of Cinderella teams. Oh, lo and behold, NC State opens up, moving on up. Goes to NC State. And then LSU doesn't even come open. But the governor of Louisiana calls the athletic director at LSU, says, go hire the McNeese State president, go hire the McNeese State athletic director, go get the whole band back. Whoever Will Wade wants hired, you hire them at LSU, and then, damn it, you go hire Will Wade. Press conference a couple weeks ago, Will Wade says, come on. Stupid question. LSU has a coach. There's not even an opening there. Why would I even talk about it? Why would I even consider this? and now he's the head coach at LSU. Huh. So dead today, that was the NC State tenure of Will Wade. Also dead today, the original lyrics of the popular British drinking song, The Star-Spangled Banner. I'm not sure what was worse, Paul Skenes or the cast member of Hamilton who sang the national anthem pregame, and it sounded like this.
So proudly we hail, we're so gallantly streaming.
Those, after further review, are not the words to the Star-Spangled Banner, set to the melody of a popular British drinking song. Leslie Odom? Is that who it was? Who was this?
That's not Leslie Odom. That's the actor. He's the actor who played George Washington, which is what makes it even funnier.
The guy who flubbed this is George Washington.
Yes.
What's his name?
What?
I'm not a...
Hamilton gal?
No, I'm not.
What are the lyrics?
Oh!
What are the lyrics?
Oh,
It's
okay.
not streamy.
Yeah, will you play it again?
So proudly we hail,
at the twilight.
we're so gallantly streaming.
Yeah, it's at the twilight's last gleaming. That's what we're looking for there. Good answer. We're at the twilight's last gleaming, or something like that. I could mumble it enough to get there.
Are you looking it up now, Laura? The lyrics?
I swear, I was like, wait, what are the lyrics?
Laura's like, yeah, hell yeah, that's the national anthem right there.
National anthem. I don't
Laura's like,
think
what are they talking about? That sounds great. They're just singing the anthem. Once again, dude, obituary today, the American airline system. Like, what a disaster this has been for the last probably year. This time, LAX, helicopter and plane nearly crashed. They did not this morning. 525 feet between them vertically, which is close enough for you to go, whoa, 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 whoa. We almost hit each other in the air. Oh, that's called a segue. Because you know who wasn't so lucky? The birds. Two birds collided in right field at Citi Field. One of them is now dead. This was a tragic scenario at Citi Field, home of the Mets. They had to bring the field crew out, and some dude it's the bullpen catcher. Of course it is. He's in his Mets pullover and his little shin guards. He waddles out there, grabs the bird into a bucket, and then waddles back to the bullpen. At least one of the birds is dead. We do not know the status of the other bird. He could be smoking some doobies with those squirrels. There's a non-zero chance that that's what he's doing in a celebration of his remaining life in existence. Here is a soundbite post-game. I heard a thud was the quote on the birds.
I don't know. I heard a thud. I looked over, and it was just down for the count. So.
Did you think it was like an omen at the time?
Nah, I don't believe it. I'm not superstitious. So it worked out, so it was fine.
I looked over, down for the count, dead. Final obituary today, your testosterone. DraftKings announced DK Replay in Oregon, a new sports betting offering that introduced historical betting markets for MLB. It's a new experience for customers, allowing them to tap into the excitement of pitch-by-pitch betting in a historical environment. DK Replay, you're able to offer an experience that allows customers to enjoy their favorite sports no matter the time of the year. They launched the offering in DraftKings Sports mobile app. Players will be rated bronze, silver, or gold based on key stats, such as batting average, slugging percentage. Customers are able to place a wager within a pitch clock on whether the next pitch will be a ball or strike in play. Once the bet is placed, the actual outcome of the pitch will be revealed, and the bet will be graded. Following the conclusion of the full plate appearance, or if the customer doesn't bet on the subsequent pitches due to the pitch clock getting zero, The full original details of the matchup will be revealed, including the pitcher, the batter, the original game information. So you can bet on old at-bats across Major League Baseball. And as we know, the more you bet, the more your testosterone goes down. We've learned that. Stop betting. It's killing your testosterone. Did we ever find Nancy Guthrie's mom?
You asked this 2 days ago. And by the way, it's Savannah Guthrie's mom. Nancy is the one missing.
We got to get on that. Are we looking? Who's looking?
I just looked it up. Says live updates on search. Bombshell update. So I'm going to assume we have not found her.
Yeah, we haven't found her yet. Oh, it's time for the quickie. Top 5 headlines and all of sports. Addy Bates reads them. Drake Toll responds. I'm Drake Toll.
Wow.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
My
That's
favorite.
rich.
My favorite is when there's like expletive.
Disaster in Houston. Just when again. Damn it.
Sponsored by Robinhood.
Disaster in Houston. Sponsored by Wrangler. For the ride of life.
Here's your first headline. Arizona rolls, hands Calipari worst tourney loss.
Yeah, man. You knew it was not good when that first interview with Cal, I think it was Katie Steele, maybe? She walks up. I think I went to high school with Katie Steele. I don't think Katie Steele's a real person that was at the game. Whoever the sideline was walks over to Cal. I was like, so, not going too hot? He's like, there's just no breath in his lungs. Oh, they're really good. He says, we're gonna have to do stuff. That's a man in a blender, and that man's seen everything in basketball. Arizona is one of the best. Sean Miller has said of Arizona that it's their point guard is the best point guard he's seen in 37 years. I think the Arizona team's legit.
Ooh. Here's your next headline. This will be our final basketball one because we got to get to some other sports here that are a little bit.
We have talked so many other sports, but fine.
Illinois defense gets tough, ousts Houston to reach Elite Eight.
This was a muck it up kind of game. I watched it. I didn't enjoy it. This game, Houston was never going to give you. This was never ever supposed to be a game you're supposed to enjoy. That's not how Houston plays. They play defense. Arizona just stooped to Houston's level. That's what happened in this. Is Arizona said, "Oh, you think that you can play defense and that's how you're going to win this game? Well, watch. We'll do." Or for Houston, Illinois. Illinois said, "We'll do even more defense than you." And in the contest, 65-55 win for Illinois. That defense led to 2 Houston free throws for the entire game. And that defense mucked the game up to the point Houston couldn't get into a rhythm. They were playing in a virtually home environment in the Toyota Center, which is in Houston, and still couldn't garner any momentum. The three-pointers weren't falling. Houston gets drubbed ultimately. 10-point loss at home. Gross. Wow.
Wow. I don't know if you saw this. Actually, I know you did because they were in your Sports Minute. Phil's Bohm accuses parents of siphoning money.
A real Britney Spears situation with this one, huh, kids? Got to figure this out. I had a lot of really weird things on my bingo card, like 2 birds running into each other, but only one dying. So check that little box off today. What I did not have is Alec Bohm sues parents over $3 million. The parents' defense attorney said they're just trying to pay his bills. What the damn bills are $3 million for, Alec Bohm? What are we doing there? One of the quotes that I saw was his parents, in the wake of this, respond by saying they really love their son. They just want him to come home. Like, I would probably say that, too, if I was siphoning money from my kid. If I was stealing money from my kid, I probably would tell the world, I love him. We're just waiting for him to come to his senses. I'm rooting for Alec Bohm in this one, just like I rooted for Britney Spears.
Not good for Addie's auto-drafted fantasy team. Let me just say that.
Can I guess something?
Yes.
Do you have the strikeouts in your headlines today?
The strikeouts?
You okay? Okay, continue.
Ooh, here's the next one. I love this one. And guess what? We have every single highlight for it. Capitals Alex Ovechkin, not just 34th career hat trick. Do you want to hear every goal?
Yes.
All right. We could do that. Laura?
What about it?
I said them!
Now what? Now what?
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That's okay.
We'll hear it later. Continue.
Did you want to at least react to Ovechkin's 34th career?
Oh, that's a great point. I probably should react to that. Congratulations to Ovi, who's listening right now, who you saw at a bar one time. He is the second greatest to ever do it.
Whoa. Time.
And what a career milestone. And a win last night for the Caps. So, congrats. Shout out to him and his family.
All-time goal scorer.
Yeah, all right. Get ready to learn Wayne Gretzky, buddy.
Isn't he in the White House doing some useless stuff?
I have no idea.
All right, here's your
But he's
final one.
Canadian.
Yeah, I know, but he's very close with our current president.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Yep. Pirates ace Paul Skenes pulled in first inning of season opener.
And it is his fault. He did walk a couple, and he was getting batted around a bit. But almost equal footing, O'Neal Cruz is our idiot of the day. O'Neal Cruz is the idiot of the century. No. I shouldn't do that to him. Career lifelong shortstop, 25 years old. When he's too old, must reinvent him. I don't know, man. Stick him in center field. And this reminds me of Freeze. Oh, we will see you tomorrow night. Like, if we could just not have Nelson Cruz playing the field, please. When no one's asking you to have Nelson Cruz play the field, no one's asking you to have O'Neal Cruz in center. What a comedy of errors last night from O'Neal Cruz.
Get ready to learn DH, buddy.
I loved that tweet. I love that. No, it was the Brewers tied MLB record, 20 strikeouts versus the White Sox. I thought you'd get that in there.
No, because it's the White Sox.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd strike
I
out
would throw
one
a
or two.
perfect game against like a little league team. Come on.
I'd strike out one or two, I think. Coming up, let's go in depth. Today's Sweet 16 matchups are around the corner. Let's start Tennessee, Iowa State. Who's going to win, and are the Cyclones getting the best player back? Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Happy
Bust it. This here's a jam for all the fellas. Try to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down cause you're overzealous. Play hard to get females get jealous. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are scantily clad and showing body. A chick walks by, you wish you could sex her.
Laura Jimenez runs the board.
Like you was Poindexter.
Oh, get it, Poindexter, because Curtis. Is this the second time this week we've run this song?
Honestly, I hope it sticks in the rotation.
I did too. Pretty good, man. Hip-hop kind of day. Bust a move. No country music yet. Laura's excited. Laura's happy. That could change at 7:40. Who's to say?
I mentioned it one time, and now you...
You're not the only one, Laura. Curtis has also brought it up.
Yeah, I want to appease Laura. You know who I don't want to appease? This quote that just came up on my feed. This is so morning radio. Entertainment Weekly posts. Shaquille O'Neal addresses viral rumor that he slid into Sabrina Carpenter's DMs to say that he would like to keep her farts in a cologne bottle and spray it on every day.
Why did you read that? Can you run stuff by me first?
The comments are, we should all know less about each other.
Can you run that by me?
This is why you never address rumors. At Grok, did this really happen? It is just word to the wise. You should never say that you want to keep Sabrina Carpenter. And you know what? I'm going to let this encapsulate anyone. There's no one on the planet, except for Ana de Armas, who you could say,
Oh, my God.
okay, fine. There's no one on the planet who you could say that you'd like to keep their flatulence in a cologne bottle. I don't care if you're Shaq, by the way. You can't just be saying stuff like that, which he denies the rumors. And we should truly know less about people. People should just stop talking by and large.
Yes, Drake, please stop talking.
Okay, fine. Addie, take the rest of the show. Take the next hour and a half. I'll go sit by the pool. I'll sit in the sauna. I'm going to drum roll, please.
No drum roll. I'm scared. What are you going to do?
I'm going to Myrtle Beach today, baby. The dirty Myrtle. Yay. I'm going to ask for a pina colada. But what are you talking about, pina colada? We got Malort, Rumplemans.
Malort, are you in Chicago? By the way,
that's how I picture Malort and Chicago go together pretty well. That's how I picture the only person I know who's born and raised 35 years in Chicago. She lives here in Savannah now. Loves Malort. Loves Malort. I picture Myrtle Beach, which I haven't been. We're playing in Conway, South Carolina this weekend. Party Animals and Coconuts. And I am picturing Myrtle Beach as the place where they don't have pina coladas. I could have a strawberry daiquiri. We don't have daiquiris. Yeah, I told you it's Malort or it's Rumplemans.
Have you ever had Rumplemans?
I have. Of course I've had Rumplemans.
Oh. I
Rumple?
make all my friends like that is like...
Oh, are you the person at the bar that gets a little bit inebriated and starts buying Rumpleman shots?
Rumplemans. Like, I genuinely love Rumplemans. I'll keep it in the freezer.
It's mouthwash.
Yeah, Texas mouthwash is what we call it.
Why Texas?
You know what? That's just what we call it in Texas.
I lived in Texas 5 years. And I love the state of Texas. It's my second favorite state. But I'll tell you what, the amount of, people love to just fit Texas into wherever they can get it.
Yes, everybody knows that. That's the whole thing. If you're from Texas, you're very proud to be a Texan.
It's a bit insufferable.
Did you know that the toothbrush was invented in Arkansas? Because anywhere else it'd be called a teeth brush.
Oh, pa-pa-da-da.
Take that.
Yeah, you got my ass.
Mm-hmm.
You got to warn me before you do that next time. He said he wants the fish fry. Well, we don't have fish. We got imitation crab and a frozen burger. I'm excited for when I think of Myrtle Beach, I think of if Pigeon Forge had water.
Pigeon Forge is a trip, by the way. That is a fever dream.
We don't have fried shrimp at Myrtle Beach. You got to go to Pigeon Forge for that. I picture Pigeon Forge somehow having more fried shrimp than Myrtle Beach. I just can't. I'm so excited to be in Myrtle Beach today. No one's ever ordered a margarita here. What are you talking about? Gringo. All right. I'll be there today. It's going to be super fun. I'm excited. I didn't need a drum roll for that, but I'll report back on Monday what Myrtle Beach is like. It's just a funny concept to me, the existence of Myrtle Beach.
You know you're going to be ordering a Miller Lite.
At Dirty Myrtle? Oh, yeah, we got that.
Yeah, come on. You fit right in there. Don't act like you don't fit right in.
Somebody get the handsome gentleman a bucket of Miller Lite, please.
Oh, that's how I know you're lying.
They waddle it over there. Everybody's smoking cigs indoors. I went and got crab legs last night at Nicky's.
Oh, you got crabs.
And if you, I've got 17. They give you a free koozie for every drink that you buy, which terrible business model. Good marketing, but man, you're going to lose a lot of koozies. And it says, if you ain't at Nicky's, you ain't S-word, you ain't crap. And it's just on the koozie. And they get a new one every year, and I got 2 last night. They have crab legs. Listen to this, Addie. They have crab legs. 2 pounds, $40. And they're good crab. Usually 2 pounds is like $85, $90. Not at Nicky's. And the best part about Nicky's, you walk in, everyone's smoking cigs. My mom would hate it. She hates cigarette smoke. You walk into Nicky's, and the bar is like underneath the main level. So there's the floor, and then you sink down about 4 or 5 feet. That's where the bar is. So you're sitting on the floor, but the bar's below you. It's a really weird concept in there. And then about 8 o'clock, here comes the Dan Man, which it says on the board, the Dan Man's coming up. And he walks in, and he's like, okay, Nicky's, it's time for Thursday night karaoke. We'll be here till the wee hours of the morning. He thinks this is where Billy Currington lives. He wrote all of his songs about this part of the country. And he says that, and he thinks that he is the radio host of Tybee Island for those 7 hours. Like from 8 until 3 when they close, he's the guy. He's like, all right, first up, we got Janet. Here comes Janet. And, of course, classic. Delta down, what's that flower you have on? Could it be? And the whole bar is just swaying back and forth. Everyone in there, I swear, I walk in there, I'm the only sober person in that place. I just want my damn crab legs and to go home.
You sing karaoke? You don't sing karaoke?
I know. And then, most random thing in the world, 5 Iowa students walk in. What the hell are you guys doing here? Oh, it's spring break. Why are you on Tybee Island for spring break? What's that flower you have on? They sing an Uncle Cracker song as their, and then one guy, Jack Daniels, he did Red Clay Strays. She come from Silver Spoon. But he was walking around the bar, tightest jeans you've seen in your life. He reminded me of Leslie Jordan.
Oh, you were looking, yeah.
And he was walking around the bar, and he was giving some sugar to every person in that place. Let me some sugar. I am your neighbor.
I once saw someone who was like my height, probably in his 30s, singing Purple Rain at karaoke and then proceeded. By the way, I'm 5'3".
Did he do the talking parts?
Yeah.
Like
Sang the entire thing Purple Rain and then made out with some random lady in the front row. And I was like, wow.
Dudes rock. Dudes rock. Dudes rock. And the bartender too, she was probably mid-20s, late 20s, and not a ton of clothing because like that's how it's Tybee, it's Nicky's, and she tattoos everywhere. And I didn't like I'm a human who, when I see tattoos, I don't ever look at them and try to deduce what they are. I'm not that observant of tattoos, unless it's the face of Jim Morrison, at which point I'm like, okay, that stands out. And I'm not until an hour in. I was like, is that the state of West Virginia with the Browning logo in the middle of it? It is. It's just all on her shoulder is the full state of West Virginia, massive, with the Browning logo. I don't know why that
Incredible.
Like Realtree or Browning, one of those logos in the middle of the state of West Virginia.
Realtree.
On her back, she had Iwo Jima. I kid you not. She had the soldiers at Iwo Jima lifting the flag over her entire back. I had full body chills. Like minutes prior, that had just been a glob of ink to me. And then I realized the bartender at this bar, she had Iwo Jima on her back as I ordered my 4th pound of crab legs. The chef walked out and was like, man, you sure are hungry. So yes, I am. Sign me up. This like 7'6" white dude whose eyes went in different directions. He's wearing a big old apron, walking it out there to me. Guess these are for you? Yes, sir, they are. Poker in the tip, poker in the back. Hardly know her. Pool in there. God bless, man.
Poker in the tip is great.
Whew. I just had a good time last night. I'm glad that I was reminded of that. Going into tonight, where I'll double it up. I'll give you even more of an Iowa State and Tennessee. I don't want to cut you short here because I am, the ultimate college basketball ball knower. And you're sitting right now somewhere outside of Tucson, Arizona, and you listened to the Arizona Wildcats last night on your favorite local Arizona radio station, and now you wake up this morning and what's on? The Drake Toll Show. Wildcats Radio 1290. We could just celebrate that together. Or in Tulsa, or in Baltimore, or in Rochester, or in Santa Monica, California. And all of us get to gather together today to do one thing, and that one thing is talk about sports and life and love. And what we love about life and love and sports. What I love is March Madness, this time of year, this part of the season, this point in the... What did you send me? What did you just send me? What did you send me?
I don't know.
You.
Yeah, I know.
That's good. Marco Rubio has been signed to play center field for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They need somebody, man. I don't know. Put O'Neal Cruz out there. It's like when you were in Little League Baseball and there was one kid who was just really good. You're like, our center fielder got hurt. Yeah, just put him in center field. And then you realize he can't catch a baseball. Oops. Really good when ball hit on ground. Bad when ball hit in air. And that was O'Neal Cruz yesterday. And it was back-to-back pitches. That was the best part. What a farce for Cruz. He'll have to shake that up as off the bat, center field. Oh, O'Neal Cruz. It was just that smooth of a sequence of him looking at Paul Skenes in the eye and old yellering him. Like, shotgun there. It's like, I hate that I have to do this, but I must. It must end this way. March Madness today, Iowa State, Tennessee. I have Iowa State winning this ball game on the back of Milan Momcilovic. UConn, Michigan State, Michigan, Alabama. We covered both of those very closely yesterday with the voice of the Spartans, and the voice of the Wolverines, and Duke St. John's tonight. If I go to break right now, I have an even 7 minutes to talk about Duke St. John's and 7 minutes for Tennessee, Iowa State. I'm going to give you that. It's coming up next. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show. sir. This is Myrtle Beach.
I've got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning.
You say pina colada? You want any of that pansy stuff, you ought to go up to the Outer Banks. Buddy, did you hear that? Got a yuppie over here says he wants a margarita. This is Myrtle Beach, son. I think you're looking for the boardwalk down at St. Simon's. All the locals start laughing. You have no idea what that means. We don't do none of that right here. You a floater? Only floater I can think of is me on my pontoon boat floating in the ocean.
Floater. Hardly know it.
Son, this is Myrtle Beach. We got Malort. And we got Rumplemints.
There would never be Malort in Myrtle
Now,
Beach.
if you want to mix the two together, that's fine. That's where we draw the lines as far as cocktails go. Okay. You're a 17-year-old college kid from coastal Carolina. That's why all the coastal kids look like that. That's why they all have mullets. It's because they go to Myrtle Beach for fun. Hey, man, class is over. You want to go to Myrtle Beach? And as someone from Arkansas, this is as respectful as I can be to the Myrtle Beach, coastal Carolina crowd that I'm going to assimilate with this weekend. Discussing Films post, Tom Hanks, Bad Bunny, and Coleman Domingo are in talks to star in The Comeback, directed by Marielle Heller. Nice. The film follows a Major League Baseball coach whose life is changed when he is hit in the head by a line drive on the mound. Addie? Why is the coach on the mound when the ball's in play?
That's what I was going to ask. What's going on here? Is it like, is it during a game or is it during like BP? Even the head coach wouldn't be the one that's like throwing BP, you know what I'm saying?
Right, unless it's a high school. This makes no sense. Why would he be unless it's a Savannah Bananas game, why would he be on the mound while the pitch is being thrown?
No one knows.
By the way, in our team's group chat yesterday, we were sent, there's a banana ball rule book. We were sent a clarification on what is and is not a legal pitch. There was an illegal pitch thrown this weekend from the entertainment team. Yep. We're cracking down, man. You can balk now. You can balk now. It happens.
You can?
Absolutely.
Wow. The video that I sent you yesterday when it was like Logan Webb and Paul Skenes on opening day, it was a clip of the Bananas dancing on the mound.
It's pretty awesome. In Clemson, South Carolina, 2024. I was at that game. I watched it live. I seen it.
Wow.
So, this is Myrtle Beach.
I still don't know why you think there'd be Malort in South Carolina.
Bars close at 11. We're praising God tomorrow morning.
It'd probably be like Jack Daniels, Miller Lite, which is like your stuff. That's your
Son, this is
stuff.
Myrtle Beach. Bars don't close. We're praising the Lord in the morning. It's probably more like that. We'll figure it out. I'll be there today. I'm leaving at 9 o'clock, 9:15. Getting my butt out of here. I'm getting to Myrtle Beach. Addie Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board. The Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports. The Westwood One Sports app. Look, Iowa State, Tennessee today. Give me give me the Cyclones, and give me the Cyclones by a fairly sizable amount for similar reasons that I believed yesterday that Arizona would beat Arkansas and would beat Arkansas handedly. And guess what? I was correct in betting so. And I today think I'll be correct in Iowa State. I mean, obviously, I think that. Otherwise, I wouldn't give that to you over the air. Iowa State will lay the hammer down on Tennessee. Joshua Jefferson out of a boot. Shooting yesterday, one of the best players in college. He's one of the best college basketball players alive. It doesn't make him one of the best basketball players alive, but in the same way Braden Smith for Purdue is one of the best college basketball players alive, so is Joshua Jefferson. Iowa State entering as a 3.5-point favorite. Both teams defensive. Both teams juggernauts on the defensive side. That's where Rick Barnes wants to win at Tennessee, and Rick Barnes in March hasn't necessarily been all roses. But Iowa State's combination of turnover generation and the return of the quarterback makes them the favorite. That's who I'm hammering. What they do defensively, they're number 4 in America in adjusted defensive efficiency. So yesterday I told you about my friends, the Illinois men's basketball team being number 1 in adjusted offensive efficiency, and you saw what happened. When you're top 5 in an adjusted efficiency, it's going to go well for you. Basketball's in your wheelhouse. And this is the same Cyclones team that forced 20 turnovers and only gave the ball away 7 times their own in a win in the round of 32 against Kentucky. You know that name. You know that brand. Let's go back to the Kentucky game because you might be overlooking Iowa State, thinking, their head coach is the Otzelberger guy. He might leave and go to North Carolina. So I don't know if I'm going to bet on Iowa State. Well, lend me your ear. Kentucky only shot 45 shots against Iowa State. 45 shots. That's dismal. That's genuinely terrible. The Wildcats shot 45 shots. In comparison, last night, if you were to look at the Arizona and Arkansas game, 65 shots for the Razorbacks, and they lost by 21 points. Kentucky also lost by a sizable chunk, 19 points against Iowa State on their 45 shots because of how they turned the ball over. You don't just turn the ball over because I give the ball up. I turn the ball over because Iowa State forces me into it defensively. Oh, and mind you, it looked like Kentucky was going to win the game against Iowa State. They were up 18-7, 20-10, 18-7. Let's go back to that. Okay, 18-6 actually was the score at one point. With that knowledge, okay, 18 points. The rest of the game, Kentucky was outscored 76 to 45. It was such a blowout for the entire second half of the game. Iowa State was down 30-23 with a minute and a half to go in the first half. Like, well, yeah, halftime, Iowa State's probably going to be down, but they kept cutting the deficit, cutting, and they led at the break, only to win it and serve Kentucky its worst March Madness loss since the 70s. That's the Iowa State we're talking about. Conversely, Tennessee, obviously good. You have to be to get to this point. But Joshua Jefferson back, a 3-point disparity in a rock fight where Milan Momcilovic has been... Iowa State's hit 10 or more threes in 14 contests this year, led by Milan Momcilovic, who for a large portion of the season was shooting 50% from three and is averaging 17.2 points per game. He's still shooting 51% overall. Momcilovic against Kentucky, 20 points. Tennessee State, 17 points. Arizona in the Big 12 championship in that tournament, 28 points. It's the 3-point disparity. It's the defense of Iowa State, one of the best in college basketball, and their ability to shoot three-pointers. They're 27-1 when shooting 44% or better. Tennessee's 330th in the country in three-point volume. Iowa State and Tennessee could both shoot 60 shots. Iowa State wins the game by 14 because they are so good behind the arc. Then there's Duke and St. John's. Oh, look, Duke's a heavy betting favorite. But I love Charles Barkley, national championship contending team that he has them in the title. I love Rick Pitino and St. John's. I don't love Rick Pitino after he did the whole waitress thing in Louisville, but Big East regular season champions, tournament champions. They've won 21 of 22. The Johnnies. I think they could be. I don't just think they could beat Duke. I know if the referees don't muck this up, if the refs don't get in the way like they did between Duke and TCU and make that game unwatchable, TCU is up by a score, and Duke gets 5 straight possessions of free throws, and then a TCU flagrant technical on Jamie Dixon. As long as the refs don't get in the way, Rick Pitino is 12-1 all-time in the Sweet 16. When you show up at the office today and they say, Sam, what do you know? Here's what you know, Sam. That Rick Pitino is 12-1 all-time in the Sweet 16. This is where he finds his niche. This is where he gets it going. And his matchup press tires out opponents. Duke has looked mortal. They looked mortal against Siena. Siena was tired out themselves. Duke was tired out the entire game. They looked mortal. Needed a second-half rally to beat TCU, who they trailed. I know Cameron Boozer's good, but have you met Zuby Ejiofor? Ooh. Over his last 8 games, he's averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks. He is one of the few big men in the country with that kind of lateral quickness, walling off the paint. Bryce Hopkins, also down there, shooting 70%, 71% from 3 over his last 3 games. I've got St. John's. 2 teams that in the last 10 games rank in the top 2 nationally in defensive efficiency. I've got St. John's, a team that thrives on chaos, jostling Duke. St. John's has only trailed for 38 seconds since the Big East tournament through the round of 32. They've trailed for 38 seconds. They're not just winning games right now. They're demoralizing people. Kansas, I mean, they led the entire Kansas game. Hairy, for sure. I mean, they could have lost it there at the end. But I'm not on Duke tonight. I'm sorry, Duke fans. I'm riding the Johnnies of St. John's, who knocked off Kansas with Darren Peterson, who demolished Northern Iowa, who beat UConn by 20 points in the Big East Tournament Championship, dumped Shaheen Holloway 78-68 in the Big East. I think St. John's, the hotter of these 2 teams. I know Duke beat TCU 81-58, but the score's not indicative of what that game was. That game was stupid, cheesy, corny. And why I say it's not indicative is because TCU led 40-38. They led with 16 minutes to go. So Duke won by 23, of course. But TCU led with 16 minutes to go. The refs stood in, and I'm not saying Duke still wins this game for sure, but the refs step in, things get messy, and it just wasn't fun to watch. Tonight, Iowa State. We're riding Iowa State, and we're riding the St. John's Red Storm, the Johnnies. I also really like Michigan, and I really like Michigan State. There you go, March Madness. Coming up, Idiots of the Day. Laura Jimenez runs the board. Eddie Bates produces Soy SL Drake Toll Show.
This is West.
shake, Sinora, shake your body line. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sinora, work your body line. Work, 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 Sinora, work it all the time. My girl's name is Sonora. I tell you, friends, I adore her. And when she dances, oh brother, she's a hurricane in all kinds of weather. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body on time.
Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from Savannah, Georgia. The Savannah Bananas organization, locked on Big 12. Addie Bates produces, Laura Jimenez runs the board. Bear C. Toll co-hosts. Look at this guy. Come on. There's always a dog at my feet. You know, most mornings he doesn't wake up on time. It's like I'm trying to go out in the shed and do the show, and he's just not having it. Ugh, gross. Okay, go back and nap. You're good. You're good. You're good. It's okay. Your breath stinks. Nope. No more radio show for you. You're done. Yep. Thank you. It's very sweet of you, though. It's always good to have a radio dog next to you. This is his existence. He knows when I'm off the air, too. He knows what the cadence sounds like of the final, this has been, it always will be. Like, if I say those words, he, stands up. He's like, all right, that means we're done. It's my closeout for everything. And he knows. He always knows. I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I can't keep doing this anymore. I'm hearing from people. I don't even, what's crazy, it'd be different if I was listening. It'd be different if I was in the room. It'd be different if it was to my face, but it's behind my back. The Westwood One Sports Night, jabrones. I don't even know who it was. I don't even care. If it was Josh Worland, I don't care. They thought that I didn't know Linger by the Cranberries. Well, you know what? I played Linger by the Cranberries on this very program 2 weeks ago as a rejoin. I do know, Addie knows it. That's what I'm hearing. I'm being told that that's what happened. Oh, Addie knows it, but not Drake. I do. No, and you have to, and she's dead. So you're going to come after me saying that I don't know the Cranberries after the lead singer dies? Insensitive, obviously. Then Bleck and Abdallah, again, rumor, keep hearing this. They come after me, and they say, oh, I bet he doesn't know Seinfeld. Well, buckle up. No soup for you. I've watched more Seinfeld than their cumulative lives combined, and their existence on this earth combined. Bleck, Abdallah, whatever your first names are. So take that. I know what Seinfeld is. I'm 25 years old, but I had a TV in Arkansas, not until we were 17. But, I made the most of it. I used it. The antenna worked. I'm still waiting for the idea of, maybe it's a crazy thought, but if we could get, colored TVs, it'd be crazy. If TV had color, that'd be awesome.
I do love that the channel thinks that you're this young ditz. That's hilarious.
Collectively.
It's amazing. I haven't even
Westwood One Sports is Drake Toll.
You know what? I just sent Laura a clip. Laura, can you give me this Ryan Day, please?
Huge day late in this game, and it's time to hear from his head coach, who's standing by with Catherine Tappan.
Yes. Watch this. Coach, you knew this one wasn't going to be easy, but it came down to the wire. And what can you say about the performance from your quarterback, Kyle McCord, to finish that drive?
Toughness. That's it. Physicality, across the board, finish it off, having guts. I like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
What did they prove to you tonight in this victory that you'll take away and run with?
Toughness. Everybody's questioning these kids all the time. We had one bad half the last couple years. That's it. Everybody wants to question these guys. These guys are warriors right here. To come back and win, this kid right here to come back in the second half and win, I'm emotional about this for a reason. A lot of people question these kids and say a lot of things about them. I love them. And when someone attacks your family, to come in and win like this is special. It's a great win for our program and a great win for Ohio State.
When someone attacks our family, I want to know where Chris Bleck is. I want to know where Adam Bleck is, whichever name fits the other one. I want to know where Adam Bleck is, and I want to know this is about toughness.
Guys, and as Drake's producer, in Drake's defense, even though he didn't know Steely Dan, Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding, Didn't know young MC Jeff Buckley. That doesn't mean he's not cultured, guys.
I know all of those artists. I didn't know the specific songs in the moment.
Even though he doesn't know their biggest hits, guys, that doesn't mean that he doesn't know things.
Well, I had one bad half in the last 2 years. I had one bad half. We're going to keep holding it against us. This show's about toughness. You know what? I trust this show. I trust these people. This is my crew. So, Black Abdallah, come after me. I'm a man.
Toughness, that's it.
I'm
Even
25.
though that the pepper on his pork chops the other night or on his potatoes was a little spicy, guys.
It was a lot of pepper. It was a lot of pepper. And I over-peppered it. I know why I did. It was a new thing of pepper. And I shouldn't have done that. I learned my lesson.
Doesn't he ruin his steaks too, or something?
Yes, he does. Yeah, with the chili powder. He goes, that's how I get it that color.
Right.
I'm like,
Jail.
brother. Right, thank you.
Hold on. How does a carne asada dry rub on a steak ruin the steak?
But a carne asada is not a ribeye. You said you were cooking ribeyes.
Yeah, it's a carne asada dry rub.
Are we
doing
tacos? What are we doing?
Yeah, like why aren't we just getting like a skirt steak then, bro?
It's the same conglomerate of seasoning as a carne asada, and it just tastes spectacular. I put it on anything.
And then you served it with potatoes.
You never had tacos with potatoes?
Brother, this guy stinks!
Breakfast tacos, but not a ribeye. It's supposed to be like carne asada style with potatoes.
Not even style. It just has a kick. It has a chili powder on it. That adds an extra layer of flavor.
Drake
Sorry you
knows
can't handle
things, guys.
spices.
I can't handle spices.
It sounds like it. Chili powder's bothering you on steak?
No, I'm just saying that
steak thing.
It's the yeah.
Oh, the
Laura and I-
steaks bother you? I'm sorry. I
Laura
want the
and I are
best
on the
cut of
same
meat in the
page.
world, which is
A
a ribeye.
ribeye?
And I want the best cut of meat in the world. And I want a great spice to go with it. And in this case, it's the conglomerate that makes up carne asada. A carne asada dry rub.
I love how you think I can't handle spice.
It sounds like you can't because you're mad about chili powder. You can't handle chili powder.
My dad's from Mexico. My mom's from New
That
Orleans.
does-
I grew up with spice.
I'm sorry that your parents are cool.
They had a cool daughter who bosses you around, so obviously something's working out. Younger than you.
Wow.
In charge. Large and in charge.
Yeah, you got me
Touch
there. Well, I'm stuck. Oh, no. I don't know how I'm going to host the rest of the show.
Well, yeah, you're probably going to die of skin cancer within the next 5 minutes.
I'm like that, the golden retriever that's peeing on the floor. It's just shaking and peeing on the floor.
What was the clip? Do you remember I think it's Oklahoma State with the quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback's hands shake the back of quarterbacks in the game. Please, I behoove you. I implore you to look up golden retriever pees on floor. It's one of the best gifts. It's one of the best gifts out there, America. It is the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Time for our Idiots of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
Freaking me again, man. My inability to read it's just on the screen. All I have to do is read it. I can't do it. Luckily, the best ad space, the best real estate for ads comes in the 8 o'clock hour, right? Of course, more and more people are listening now to know that pollen season is here. But a dirty car doesn't have to be dirty. Wash it away at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. For a quick wash and that clean car happy feeling, find a location at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com, TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. I will be Tidal Wave Auto Spa'ing today as I drive to Myrtle Beach. So on this Myrtle Beach, you're going to have to take that shirt off. It's just a Limp Biscuit shirt. We don't like your kind in Myrtle Beach.
It's all about the he said, she said.
Could I have a Paloma, please? We only have Malort and Rumplemints.
You and this Malort.
Can I have a Diet Coke? No, you can have it with tap water. Can I have salt through it? No, we don't have no salt around here. We got a slimy burger was cooked yesterday. You want us to put it in the microwave? This is Myrtle Beach. Idiot of the Day, Stephen A. Smith. You know what? I don't even want to I'm not going to tee it up. Just here's what Stephen A. Smith said.
Over the last 4 years, over the last 4 seasons, ladies, you're talking about 573 games that Aaron Judge has played. He leads the major in batting average, on-base percentage, OPS, home runs, RBIs. Number 1 in Major League Baseball in all 5 of those categories with 3 league MVPs. At some point in time, there's 2 things, and Jessica knows this. There's 2 things, both of you know this, 2 things that this comes down to. Number 1, they're asking for you. Where's the chip? Where's that World Series championship? That's number 1. But we understand it's a team game. You can't do it by yourself. But especially in Major League Baseball, those individual numbers are the very thing that comes back to haunt you. A batting average that goes from 293 to 236 in the postseason. You understand the strikeout percentage that increases by 4% in the postseason, and OPS that drops by over 200 points in the postseason. You're looking at that. Now, he had a decent postseason this last go-round.
Yeah,
and
okay,
thank God
yeah,
for
we can
that.
stop it right there.
But
So what you hear is Stephen Smith's like, well, he can't play the big moments. Well, he can't play the big moments, except for last year. Like, well, okay. Well, now we're really moving the goalpost. Andrew Marchand, Aaron Judge had 13 hits and 26 at-bats in last year's playoffs, including a dramatic home run. It would be impressive in Little League. It was October. You can tell Stephen A. Smith has never watched a baseball in his life. If you handed Stephen A. Smith a baseball, like, what's this? His OPS dropped by. It's just, like, what is OPS? Omit, port, style? No, Stephen A. Idiot of the day. It's Aaron Judge. What are we questioning Aaron Judge? One game we're questioning Aaron Judge. Idiot of the day, O'Neal Cruz, for trying his best and failing miserably. Here are his back-to-back errors that cost Paul Skenes and the Pittsburgh Pirates.
A lot of his pitches are side to side. Baited to center field. Cruz starting in, and he gets burned. It's over him. Send him. All 3 will score.
Oh, this is so unfortunate right here. O'Neal Cruz, he got a great vantage point up here. It looked like he just got stuck. We're not sure in this ballpark when you're playing in here. You always want to watch the wind and the flags that are above center field, or above home plate, I should say. And I think that he got a bad read, got stuck, and I think the wind helped push this ball even more over his head.
A 3-run triple for Brett Beatty. The Bucks bring the infield in 4-2 Mets. And the first pitch to Marcus Semien to start his New York career. Oh, and Cruz lost that one. A nightmarish start for O'Neal Cruz on opening day. Oh, no. All the work in the spring, the renewed emphasis on defense. There was so much optimism for O'Neal Cruz, and he lost that one in the sun.
Well, absolutely. He got there, but then obviously right here he doesn't know where it is. Here's a shortstop that they moved to center field. Obviously, this is absolutely an inning he would love to forget. But
I want to find O'Neal Cruz. Whatever O'Neal Cruz is right now, I want to find him. I trust our team. This is about toughness. Paul Skenes' day ended at the hands of O'Neal Cruz in center field, who just couldn't catch fly balls, which is a problem as a center fielder. Idiot of the day. This one goes to Nick Marsh of the Indiana football team, who wore golden cleats to spring practice.
I didn't love those gold shoes he came out in today. He learned what getting your ass ripped is all about. I don't know if that happened to him very often in Michigan State. That was before practice started. That was a wake-up call. But no, he's really worked hard. Done a great job for us.
Kurt Cignetti, the old ball coach, huh? He learned what an ass chewing's like. Final idiot of the day, Lane Kiffin. He knows that LSU fans want immediate success, but says it takes time to build a program to an elite level. He's excited about the new era, but essentially is asking for patience from Farah Yvette to get LSU back to the glory days. John tweets sports, quote tweets with, Kurt Cignetti went 11-2 and then 16-0 in 2 years at Indiana. But the portal king with $1 gazillion thrown into the program is resetting expectations? Yeah, I mean, Kurt Cignetti, he was clear to all of us that you can win. You can win now if you want to. And then, great tweet in tandem with Lane Kiffin. Jeff Goodman says, we need a name for the trio in Baton Rouge. Will Wade, Lane Kiffin, Kim Mulkey. And Ian retweets the Axis Powers. Yep, what a tandem we've got. What a trio we've got in Baton Rouge now. Coming up, Kalia Butler, Locked On Women's Basketball, joins the Drake Toll Show to talk the NCAA tournament, where we sit as UConn rolls on, and Virginia, the 10 seed, has a Cinderella run that's still alive in March. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Can number 5 seed St. John's stop the buzzsaw that is Duke basketball? Listen on the Westwood One Sports app. Tonight, 7:10 Eastern, followed by the remaining Sweet 16 matchups from your home of the NCAA tournament. Westwood One Sports.
Oh, Lexington's. Well, I'm dancing my
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12 and glued. Last night, the NHL was electric, coming off a night prior where the NBA was also. Opening day of MLB action yesterday as well. I mean, come on. Like, the storylines out of the NFL have been in free agency into the draft, have been some of the more eventful of the last couple off seasons. But I've told you this multiple times. I love greatness. I love things that are elite. I love watching winning. And this year, the epitome of that, this season, this 2026, the UConn Huskies under Gino Auriemma have been that. And now Kalia Butler from Locked On Women's Basketball joins the Drake Toll Show. Kalia, is it UConn or bust? Is there anybody standing in the way of the UConn Huskies that could truly knock them off for a national championship this year?
I would have to say no. I think the top-end talent for UConn is just truly unstoppable. I think the only closest opponent that they've had so far this season was Michigan early on in the season. They only beat Michigan by 3 points. As everybody knows, that UConn has been beating teams by a margin of 38 points or more. We saw what they did to Syracuse, which hurts because I went to Syracuse, but UConn is just too well-rounded of a team for anybody else to match up, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems as though the Huskies are on hurtling toward 40-0, and I don't think North Carolina is going to stand in their way tonight, but I do think in this Sweet 16, if there's one team I've had my eye on as the story of the tournament so far, got to be Virginia. From the play-in to the Sweet 16, do we see the Cinderella run continue for the Cavaliers, or does the buck stop against TCU here with 16 teams remaining?
You know, I actually have Virginia favored over TCU. I think Virginia is showing that they are putting it all out on the court, and they really have nothing to lose. They're the first team ever from the first four to reach the Sweet 16. They beat a very tough 2-seed Iowa team at home, playing on the Hawkeyes court, which is very difficult. We know what that program has been able to do in the past couple of years, not only just within the landscape of women's basketball, but just in general post-Caitlin Clark era, the fact that they've been able to rebuild, and Virginia came in and was able to take over on a home crowd. So I think that has given them a lot of confidence. They have a really great senior in Kimora Johnson, who had back-to-back 28-point games. They have some good bench production, too. I think when they're playing with we have nothing to lose and that grittiness, I do think they could possibly get past a TCU team.
I think so, too. I've got Virginia picked in that game, though. TCU's favored by 9.5 points. So some money to be had there if you are a betting guy or gal. Kalia Butler joins the Drake Toll Show at Butler_Kalia on Twitter. This tournament, I mentioned it a bit coming in. The reason I love the women's tournament, while, yes, on the men's side, it's frequently compared. There are the 14 seeds that go to the Elite Eight. You don't always see that on the women's side. What I love and appreciate, though, is greatness. I love when things are elite. You know, I love watching Simone Biles compete. I love watching Tom Brady compete because they're elite. People are like, oh, I can't stand them because they win too much. No, I like winning. What is it about the format of this women's tournament, about the format of the teams at the top of women's basketball that makes this a group of 68 elite teams that play at the highest level?
I think you're just seeing the growth of women's basketball in general just have a true trickle-down effect. I mean, you know, obviously with the WNBA now coming to agreement with the CBA and that just being historic, I just think there's more work being put in on all scales of women's basketball, whether that's, you know, the professional, college, high school, middle schoolers. I think there are just more players that are now able to see that they can, you know, have this as a full career, that, you know, you can go to college and get paid for being really good at being at basketball. So I think overall just the workload, I mean, women's basketball has been great for a long time, but I think there's just that added layer now of this can be my future career. And when you're just looking at, I mean, the recruitment from all of these schools too, I mean, some of these schools have done a really good job at putting pieces together. Obviously, the transfer portal has played a significant role, but you're looking at some of the teams that maybe aren't the one seeds that were highly recruited players out of high school. They were mid-majors or something that maybe transferred into a program. Louisville's not in there anymore, neither is NC State, but there's a lot of programs like that where there wasn't necessarily these star players, but the coaches were able to put together a roster of role players that were willing to do the work to win. So I think that's why we've seen so many exciting games within this specific tournament.
Again, Kalia Butler, Locked On Women's Basketball, joining the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. What is it then, and I think that's a great point about the growth of women's basketball, even the last 5 years, viewership, revenue, all of the numbers are up. What has led to, what got us past the breaking point into where we are now? What has happened? Where did the shift occur in women's basketball to get it to this point?
Yeah, I really do look back to that 2023 just championship run between LSU and Iowa. I think that created a narrative for women's basketball. People really liked seeing Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Obviously, a lot of people were rallying behind Caitlin Clark as well when she's, shooting logo threes. But I think now more people have drawn their attention to players that they really like in college. I would say now, like, everybody's a big fan of AZ Fudd, Sarah Strong when we're looking at the UConn Huskies. There's a lot of players to look up to. There's a lot of players that are putting on these outstanding performances. And I think that did kind of start in that Caitlin Clark era of things and, having that narrative against Angel Reese that carried on for some time. But it started bringing more eyes to women's basketball in general. And I think if you love basketball and the game of basketball, women's basketball is the most pure form of it. Obviously, well, actually some players are dunking now. But when you're just looking at it from the fundamental aspect of things, I think women play some of the most fundamental basketball.
Yep.
And it's really beautiful to see how they're able to get some of it done. So I think that's kind of changed the landscape of wanting to see it more.
Yeah, it's tactical. It's so tactical. And the coaches are incredibly impressive. It blows me away every time how much scheme factors in. And in the men's side, you may get a lot more street ball. The women's side, tactical, fundamental. It's built in for these games in the Elite Eight and Final Four to have that chess match going on between coaches. That said, as we've seen historically, the Sweet 16, there are still going to be blowouts. The deeper we get, the closer the games get. And Kalia, the one seeds are stacked. It's how it goes almost every year. But it doesn't mean that it's chalk. The one seeds are always making up the Final Four. This season, though, do you foresee anyone not named UCLA, UConn, Texas as another one seed, or South Carolina going to the Final Four? Or is it those four teams that you have making it all the way to the last weekend in your bracket?
Unfortunately, these games have been so exciting. And, even seeing a 10 seed being able to make it to the Sweet 16, beating a 2 seed with that Virginia over Iowa matchup, you don't see that a lot in the women's tournament. So I think these games have been exciting. But I do foresee those top 1 seed teams making it to the Final Four, just because I kind of mentioned that top-end talent with UConn. I could say the same about Texas. I could say the same about UCLA or South Carolina. I would say that UCLA likely has the toughest road to get to the Final Four because they could potentially face a LSU or a Duke team. But I think UCLA has so many seniors and veteran leadership that this is going to be their final season to get that championship that they want, that they've fell just short of the past couple of seasons. I think that fight alone could get them back to the Final Four.
Again, super grateful to have you this morning, Kalia, on the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports, the home of the Final Four. And before we get you out of here, today's lineup of games: Notre Dame, Vanderbilt, North Carolina, UConn, Minnesota, UCLA, Duke, LSU. What is the game to watch for you? And does it start with Duke facing off against Kim Mulkey and the Tigers?
That is a game that I'm really excited to see because it's a rematch of what we saw earlier in the season where LSU came out on top. I think this is a really important game for Flau'jae Johnson in particular. I think all eyes are on her trying to lead LSU, but I'm also really excited to see Notre Dame and Vanderbilt. I mean, you have two of the most prolific scorers in women's basketball between Hannah Hidalgo for Notre Dame and Michaela Blakes for Vanderbilt. It's going to be a lot of guard play. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I think seeing how both Hannah Hidalgo and how Michaela Blakes can score, because they're also both great defenders and they'll likely have matchups between each other for a good portion of the game, I think that's going to be a really fun one to keep an eye on as well.
And Kalia, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. I know you've been in Dallas filming with Monique Billings and crew. What's that experience been like? Where can folks find you through Amazon?
Yeah, the experience has been great. And working with Mo, Adia Barnes, my co-host Sophia Jones, Tanisha Batiste. They've been an absolutely amazing crew, having a really good time covering women's basketball. But you could also see the show on our YouTube page for Locked On Women's Basketball. It's all on Amazon Fire TV, but then it also gets posted on our YouTube page. And we've had a lot of fun, and we've covered some really great stuff. And we obviously have a Mo Billings, who's currently in the WNBA, and Adia Barnes, who's a former WNBA champion and coach at SMU. So there's been a lot of really good input on those.
Love it. Adia Barnes, the Baylor legend. Give her a Sikkim Bears for me. Kalia, thanks so much for your time and joining the show this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great one.
Again, it's Butler_Kalia, Locked On Women's Basketball, joining the Drake Toll Show to talk about today's tournament matchups. Look, I'm going to reemphasize it. I love greatness. I do. I like Gino Auriemma in UConn. You know what? I worked around her for 3 years in Waco, Texas. And Kim Mulkey and I didn't always get along. I think to this day, she would not be very happy if I walked in the room. We had a few run-ins. But you know what? I like watching Kim Mulkey coach. I like watching LSU women's basketball because I like greatness. And sometimes, the U in the 80s, the Super Bowl shuffle Chicago Bears, I like when greatness looks me in the eyes and says, I am great. Now what? I can appreciate that. I can appreciate playing at an elite level. UConn is playing at an elite level right now, women's college basketball. They will play North Carolina at 5 p.m. Eastern time. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. We could have done this. We could have done this on the men's side. Maybe a little bit earlier for that last game. Listen to this. Notre Dame Vanderbilt, 2:30 p.m. today, 2:30 Eastern time. 5 o'clock Eastern for Carolina, UConn. Minnesota, UCLA, 7:30. And then 10 o'clock for Duke, LSU. That means none of the games overlap. That's how hard is it? To just do the games where they don't overlap. And we can just watch March Madness on the men's side or the women's side and not have them. Last night I would have loved to have just focused on how great the Purdue game was or how great that first contest between Nebraska and Iowa was. But I couldn't. One's on one TV, one's on the other. And the split box is too small for me to figure out what's going on. I hate that. We should, and please stop playing games until 12:30 in the morning East Coast time, to where I can't watch them and have to get up or stay up late and then tell America, who also couldn't watch it because they were asleep and had to go to work the next morning, what exactly happened. That's my soapbox. MLB opening day yesterday to women's basketball rolling on in the Sweet 16 today. Men's basketball, Sweet 16 last night, more tonight. The NBA, uneventful enough, but the Pistons won again. The NHL, incredible evening of hockey. It's all going on right now. Heck, there's even golf on your TV if you want to watch golf. There's golf on your TV. And we're inching toward the Frozen Four in college hockey. Yeah, I got my finger to that pulse. Don't you fret. But coming up, one of the biggest stories we got all day was last night and the Nebraska Cornhuskers only having 4 players on the floor during the most crucial possession of the game. That's coming up next, as well as the moments of the week. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, and this is the Drake Toll Show.
It's ML.
Our naked bodies go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king regales his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country, you need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation gladly conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down, the champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch, he lost the comeback, he lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to brawl. Notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo doll. just make fools of us all.
A sweet little body as you're rolling in the caddy with me.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Someone DM'd me and said, hey, I learned that Paul Cauthen song because of you. We're a sweet little honey rolling in the caddy with me. Got a little funky beat to it. Go on now. It's Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board. Headed to Myrtle Beach in like 15 minutes. I feel like a kid. I don't know. I don't know. Taking the top off the Bronco. I'm going to drive my butt to Myrtle Beach. What you got one of them fancy cars for, boy? We don't like them Broncos here. This is Myrtle Beach. Wild last night. Incredible game between Nebraska and Iowa. Only problem is Fred Hoiberg. Coach Hoiberg, Fred Hoiberg, point says, only had 4 players on the floor for the most crucial part of the game. Here is what Fred Hoiberg had to say to the media about only having 4 players on the floor.
I've never been in a situation like that. I know they always count to make sure there's not 6. I don't know the rule on that with 4. But, yeah, I mean, again, it was a miscommunication, and, unfortunately – It happened, but that, as far as the rule, I've never been a part of anything like that. So,
yeah, I've also never been a part of anything like putting only 4 players on the floor in the most crucial part of the game. The refs would have stopped it if it was 6, so I don't know why they didn't stop it if it was 4. All right, Fred. I mean, what a total cluster F. 4 players, the most crucial part of the game. You know what wasn't a cluster F? Alexander Ovechkin, the greatest athlete of all time. He's not. But he was really good last night. Right, Addie? You do this one.
Yeah, I think he had something. Drake, do you know what a hat trick is?
It's when you score this many.
Oh, let's listen.
Alexei Protas to the front, spinning around his intended target. Dylan Strome. Farivari feeds. Sandin closing. Deflection. Alex Ovechkin. Van Riemsdyk skipping on through. Strome. Off the carom. Ovechkin. Fires. Score! A 2-goal game for the Great Eight. Tied up at 3. Ovechkin behind the defense towards the empty goal. Yes, sir! Alexander Ovechkin.
Oh, my gosh. Did you hear him say Van Riemsdyk?
Yeah.
That's DVR.
Can we, Laura, is there a way for you to get him just yelling score? Just that little 1 second, just score! Can you,
Laura.
Can we pull that? She did it earlier with the toughness one for Ryan Day. That was a ball knower move from Laura.
Yes, sir!
Okay, that's the yes, sir. Do we have the score?
Golly, poor Laura.
No, I'm going somewhere with this. Laura's good. Look, she's a pro's pro. She's just boop, 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 boop. She's like that new open we have. Like the garbage disposal. Yeah. Like she's like the garbage disposal, not open, but the what is it? Promo. That promo. That opens like that.
Made by Raj or Armin, so be careful.
That's what I hear. Not even that one. That one's the throw up my mouth one. There's a new one that is like a bunch of robot sounds, like clanking robot sound clankers. Bunch of robot sounds.
I'm telling on you.
You can.
Well, this is on air. We're sending this to Armin.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Laura? The one's like back, back, back. It's just like
Opening week is here. The grass is cut. The chalk has been painted.
Pots and pans. Is that what it says?
Yes.
Laura, what was the bad guy from the Lion King's name?
Scar?
Oh, my God. Laura! No, Laura, the bad guy from The Lion King.
It is Scar.
Oh, wow. Tore my ACL in high school. Had to get surgery. Now I've got a big ol'. We got around to it. Come on, it's pretty good. It's time for our moments of the week this week. One day it's like pots and pans clanking around. The number 3 moment of the week, Will Tiemann, on how Tom Izzo puts together incredible teams.
As we look at NIL and the portal and players moving all the time, what Tom Izzo's been able to do, Drake, he's been able to stabilize his roster. He's kind of big on words like process, program, all those sort of words you hear, but what he has done, and he's, by the way, he's in his 70s now, and he just signed his best recruiting class on paper in his 31 years in Michigan State. I think what he's done to make all this work is that as he recruits young men to come into his program, obviously these guys can play basketball. But I think he's also recruiting parents who buy into the concept of what the program is and what he's going to teach their young sons how to get better. And so what he's been able to do is he's been able to stabilize his roster. And the prime example of what we're looking at, look at the front line, which is going to be critical for Michigan State against Connecticut tomorrow if they're going to win. And that's the front line guys of Jackson Kohler and Carson Cooper. These guys are your 6'10" type players. They're down low. And when they came in, you're wondering, why are they here? A couple of years ago, they were developing, but down low was a problem. Just getting a pass in there and somebody not dropping was a problem. And everybody thought he was going to go to the portal and get some shiny penny, and he didn't do it.
Again, the voice of Michigan State Spartans, Will Tiemann. Tom Izzo does it the right way. Doesn't replace players via the portal. He builds, man. That's why you send your kid to play for Tom Izzo, Michigan State. Number 2, moment of the week this week on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports. Brian Bush, Michigan's roster, why it works, and why Michigan will likely win tonight. He's the voice of the Wolverines.
Yeah, I think it's been a year-to-year thing with Dusty of just what players he's able to bring in. Michigan has more NIL dollars behind it this year than last year. And I thought last year's roster, they maximized what they had with the money they were able to spend and with the talent that they possessed. I think Dusty has been, pretty almost offensive of what a lot of people have called a mercenary approach. And, Michigan's dug into the portal. Their top 5 scorers on the season are from guys who weren't on the team last year, 4 transfer portal guys, and then a freshman in Trey McKinney. But Dusty said from the very beginning, his first press conference, we need to win. We need to win now. We need to prove that we can do it so that we can build more. He's very much Dusty's a CEO. Like, he understands that he can't just focus on all X's and O's and grinding the tape and going out and doing some traditional recruiting of going to camps and stuff like that. He needs to win and be the face of the program so that he can generate more opportunities for NIL to get more money for his players and more of a salary cap, if you will, for the next 2027, 2028 teams, stuff like that. So I think what he did, and what I think is most impressive, is that he found talent that was a little bit undervalued. Now, Yaxel Lendeborg got a lot of money. From what Yak said, he could have gotten more money elsewhere, but he got a lot. But Michigan didn't break the bank for some of the other guys, but they've played like guys you would have expected to be, top dollar in the portal type of players. And I think that's a real sign. Michigan is not, they're not begging for money by any stretch. They're competitive in NIL, but they're nowhere close to the number 1 option. So Michigan had to get creative, and I think it really is a year-to-year thing, right? You get the good players, get as good players as you can, and see how they fit together, with some key returners coming back and having 4 guys who were on last year's team in the rotation. That's helped, even if they play more ancillary roles than some of the stars.
That's Brian Bush, the voice of the Wolverines, on the Drake Toll Show this week. Michigan didn't have the most NIL in the world, but they didn't need it to build culture, and now a team that is in the Sweet 16 has a chance to move on to the Elite 8 when they play today. Number one moment of the week this week on the Drake Toll Show, A.J. Ramos. Yesterday was opening day in Major League Baseball, and in asking A.J. what opening day feels like, he had a reflective, nostalgic response about being a guy on a roster walking in a baseball stadium on the day where everybody plays again.
This is an opening day, and they kind of mark it on their calendars, and a lot more people go to games. And as fans, even in organizations, when we play with the Marlins, we weren't projected to be the best, right? And so I think for fans, it's the start of the new year, and at that point, anything is possible. So you're going to the stadium to see the team, and you're thinking, all right, this is our year. This is our year to make improvements. This is our year to do X, Y, Z. And you're kind of going out there to look at players to root for, you know. And so it's a family environment. There's a lot of people that are excited to be there. It just feels different, you know. And to Dee's point, I felt that as well. I felt that the opening day was way different than any other game. I can imagine possibly the playoffs are another level of that because, you're so close to, closer to winning, to play more meaningful games, basically. But opening day does have a different feeling. And it's one that if you haven't experienced as a fan, go out and experience it, and it's a great time.
And opening day went off without a hitch yesterday, unless you were those birds in New York that crashed into each other and died, or also in the same game, Paul Skenes, or also in the same game, O'Neal Cruz, or the Chicago White Sox. Stat of the day, after our moment of the week from A.J. Ramos, the White Sox yesterday, 20 strikeouts in 31 at-bats. 1995 Tony Gwynn, 15 strikeouts, 5 less in 535 at-bats. The White Sox officially eliminated from playoff contention and are on pace to go 162 losses without a win in 2026. But so are the Astros and the Rangers. Don't worry. And the Mariners, who lost the Guardians at home 6-4 yesterday, and a pretty disappointing outcome for the M's. Addie Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board. This entire week, we've talked to you about March Madness on the men's side and the women's side. This entire week, we've convinced you that the whole Will Wade debacle, the FBI thing, was shady and that he might not be the biggest character guy. That's not what LSU cares about. They care about winning. We've talked to you about the WNBA collective bargaining agreement. We have talked to you about MLB opening day, and it all comes to a crescendo with this. We say goodbye and send you to Nick Costos of You Better, You Bet. It's been Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Armin Williams, Colin Jones, Bruce Gilbert, thank you for the job. Every day, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. It has been, always will be, the Drake Toll Show. Touch yourself.
This is Westwood One Sports.